The history of the Roman Empire stands as one of the most lasting and transformative sagas in human civilization. Spanning over a millennium, its rise and decline reflect the intricacies of power, culture, and resilience. To grasp this immense story, one must begin with its roots, follow its ascent to unmatched supremacy, and consider the forces that led to its fall. What follows is a journey through this remarkable tale, grounded in historical evidence and enriched by the dynamic interplay of political, social, and economic forces. Rome's beginnings lie in a modest settlement along the Tiber River, traditionally dated to 753 BCE. According to legend, the city was founded by Romulus, a figure whose story blends myth with the emerging identity of a people. Archaeological findings suggest that early Rome was a cluster of villages inhabited by Latin tribes, gradually uniting into a single community. By the late 6th century BCE, Rome had become a monarchy ruled by a succession of kings who shaped its early institutions. Yet this royal era was short. In 509 BCE, the Romans overthrew their final monarch, Tarquin the Proud, and established a republic marked by a complex system of governance. The Roman Republic, lasting nearly 5 centuries, was a crucible of innovation and expansion. Authority resided with the Senate, a council of aristocrats, and elected magistrates, most notably the 2 consuls. This arrangement, though flawed, encouraged a sense of shared rule. The Republic's early phase was marred by internal conflict, especially the conflict of the orders, a power struggle between patricians and plebeians. Over time, reforms like the tribune of the plebs granted greater voice to the common people, helping stabilize the state. Abroad, Rome's ascendancy was fueled by military strength and strategic alliances. The Punic Wars, 264 to 146 BCE, against Carthage, a key Mediterranean rival, marked a turning point. The First Punic War secured Sicily, making Rome a naval force. The second, featuring Hannibal's daring Alpine campaign, tested Roman endurance, but ended in victory at Zama in 202 BCE under Scipio Africanus. By the Third Punic War, Carthage was destroyed, ensuring Roman dominance in the western Mediterranean. Meanwhile, conquests in the east, against Macedon, the Seleucids, and Ptolemaic Egypt, expanded Roman control across Greece and Asia Minor. By the 1st century BCE, Rome ruled a vast expanse, its legions a symbol of relentless might. However, this growth bred instability. The influx of riches and slaves from new territories enriched the elite but deepened social divides. Displaced small farmers migrated to the city, swelling the urban poor. Political competition escalated as ambitious generals used military victories for personal power. Figures like Marius and Sulla pushed reforms and engaged in civil wars, undermining republican traditions. The Republic neared transformation. Julius Caesar embodied this shift. A gifted general and populist leader, his crossing of the Rubicon in 49 BCE sparked a civil war that shattered the Republic's fragile balance. After defeating Pompey, Caesar's dictatorship unsettled the Senate, leading to his assassination on the Ides of March, 44 BCE. The ensuing power vacuum led to further strife, resolved only when Caesar's heir, Octavian, defeated Mark Antony and Cleopatra at Actium in 31 BCE. In 27 BCE, Octavian became Augustus, signaling the dawn of the Roman Empire. Augustus ushered in the Pax Romana, a 2-century period of relative peace and prosperity. He restructured the government, centralizing control while maintaining a veneer of republican tradition. The empire stretched from the Atlantic to the Euphrates, uniting diverse peoples under Roman law, infrastructure, and culture. Roads and aqueducts spurred trade and communication, while cities like Alexandria and Antioch became thriving centers. Latin and Greek served as common languages, promoting unity. The emperor, deified through the imperial cult, represented the empire's stability. Later emperors built on this foundation, though not without struggles. The Julio-Claudian line, Tiberius, Caligula, Claudius, and Nero, faced succession issues and turbulent rule. The Flavians restored order after the chaos of 69 CE. The 2nd century CE, under the 5 good emperors, Nerva, Trajan, Hadrian, Antoninus Pius, and Marcus Aurelius, marked the empire's height. Trajan pushed its boundaries to their greatest extent, adding Dacia and parts of Mesopotamia. Hadrian consolidated the gains, building his famed wall in Britannia. Yet under this grandeur, strains became evident. The empire's vast size overburdened its systems. Maintaining a massive army drained resources, while corruption and inefficiency plagued the provinces. Reliance on slave labor hindered innovation, and social inequality bred unrest. By the late 2nd century, external threats intensified. Germanic tribes along the Rhine and Danube, and the Parthians in the east, pressured the frontiers. The Antonine Plague, 165 to 180 CE, likely smallpox, devastated the population and weakened military strength. The 3rd century brought a deepening crisis. The crisis of the 3rd century, 235 to 284 CE, saw a rapid turnover of emperors, many backed by the military. Invasions by Goths, Vandals, and Persians ravaged the empire. Inflation surged as the currency was devalued, and commerce suffered. The empire fractured, with the Gallic and Palmyrene states challenging imperial unity. Diocletian's rise in 284 CE halted the chaos. His reforms, dividing power through the Tetrarchy, brought order. He reformed the economy and fortified defenses, though the division foreshadowed a lasting split. Constantine the Great, ruling from 306 to 337 CE, reshaped the empire's course. His embrace of Christianity, formalized by the Edict of Milan in 313 CE, triggered a cultural transformation. Establishing Constantinople in 330 CE as a new capital shifted the empire's focus eastward. After his death, the empire increasingly split into western and eastern halves. The West, poorer and more vulnerable, suffered repeated invasions. The sack of Rome by the Visigoths in 410 CE and by the Vandals in 455 CE marked its decline. In 476 CE, the ousting of Romulus Augustulus by the Germanic leader Odoacer is seen as the fall of the Western Roman Empire. The Eastern Roman Empire, known as the Byzantine Empire, endured nearly 1,000 years longer, preserving Roman culture and law until its fall in 1453. In the West, Rome's fall left a vacuum later filled by feudal kingdoms. Yet its legacy endured. Roman language, architecture, and law influenced medieval Europe and beyond. The Roman Empire's story is one of brilliance and downfall, a reminder of how greatness often carries the seeds of its own undoing. This epic journey remains a powerful testament to the impermanence of empires and the lasting impact of history.